If you're concerned about the price of food, you're likely concerned about the price of chicken feed as well. And it's funny because they're overlapping systems. So chicken's purpose on the homestead is to really be the disposal of the homestead. Anything that's not used in the kitchen can pretty much go be fed to the chickens. That's meat, that's vegetables. The only things you really want to avoid are like onions, because onions have like a weird chemical that doesn't sit well with them, and same with citrus. These were getting to sprouting, and so I'm going to feed them to the chickens just to get an extra, like, yep. This sweet potato looks weird. I'm going to feed it to the chickens. I got some old eggshells. If you're worried about the price of chicken feed fluctuating, one thing that's not fluctuating is the food scraps that you're leaving on the table. Chickens love food scraps, and kind of their role in the homestead is to become the food disposal unit. Whatever is wasted, chickens love to eat it, and it's a way that you can cut down on your chicken input and feed cost. So here's how you feed your chickens food scraps. Collect your food scraps, and then give your chickens the food scraps. They're nervous, but guaranteed by tomorrow, that'll be gone. If we're buying feed from the outside, bringing inputs into our system, that's not what we're looking for. We want to live inside the regenerative system. Part of doing that is using food scraps to feed chickens. In this, what I just threw out to them, we've got like old potatoes, some like oatmeal that wasn't eaten. There's eggshells in there too, which will help in like fortifying their shells. If you have like meat, a lot of times you don't want to put that into a compost system because it's difficult to break down. But you know, it's not difficult to break it down when chickens eat it. And it provides great protein. They love it. They're carnivores. This thought of vegetarian hens, it's just not a real thing. They love to eat bugs. They love to eat meat. And they are a disposal unit for whatever you have. Now, you shouldn't be feeding citrus, onions, and a lot of people say that, oh, in colder temperatures, let's give them red pepper flakes or cayenne peppers. There's no evidence that shows that actually does anything to keep them warmer. So no red pepper flakes, no onions, no citrus, anything else. Chickens is pretty much fair game for them to eat. So feeding a backyard flock can easily be multiple of dollars per day. Think 10 chickens. When we have our larger breeder coops, we've got 30 chickens. We feed them maybe a half a bag. That's $5-6 worth of feed. But if you're feeding just a backyard flock for your family, a couple bucks can take care of them. And that's if we have to bring it in to the system. If we're feeding from our table scraps, we can easily save $1,000, $2,000 a year while getting that high quality eggs that go back into feeding our family, and we don't have to bring it in from other farms. That's really the way to make sustainable farming sustainable and regenerative, is by fertilizing the pasture with our table scraps. There's this common misconception that buying feed at the store for your chickens is necessary. And if we think about it on a grand enough scale, what's in that bag is the same thing that's growing in the field. It's the same thing that we buy from the grocery store. It's the same thing that ends up being wasted and not going on the table. So if we feed that to our chickens, we can easily eliminate external inputs into our backyard chicken flock. Reuse your table scraps and feed them to your chickens. Let me know how that turns out. Comment below. Is it hands, then arms, then you know?